Yo, yo, yo. There we go. Come on. Let's review this case. How's everybody doing? Let's review this SPM case. Why don't we? I'm just going to generate the video so that way AI can just say it for us. That way I don't have to read it and you don't have to hear my dumb ass try to read every damn thing because I'm dyslexic as hell. So, fussy male, smart generation. Okay. Okay. Y'all stay tuned, yeah, because y'all about to hear this shit right now. Just have this generating. So that way we can hear the case. I should really just start reading it out while we're waiting. And I pulled up the actual court case file. So, let's see. In his 17th point of error, appellant contends the trial court erred by denying his motion to squash the indictment because the indictment did not allege that applicant knew the compliant was younger than 17 years of age. At this time of the incident, in his 8th point of error, applicant contended the trial court erred by denying applicant jury instruction, which would require the jury to find and order convict applicant that he knew the compliant was younger than 17 years of age at the time of the incident. So, man, there's all this stuff, man. All these, stuff just keeps piling out. And for him saying, oh, man, every single Monday, y'all gonna, man, I just been hearing the same old crap from this guy. The same old BS that we have been hearing. No accountability. And he sounds so cocky to the point to where, like, he says, like, yeah, nothing's gonna stop. Like, he's not even changed at all. You can't always save the people from, you can't save nobody like that, especially with the recidivism rate as high as it is. Yeah, there's like a 68% chance. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure what's gonna go on, but I know that this man is a predator. Like, I would respect you more if you would have just come out and be like, look, man, I was a predator. I was not on my shit back then. I let myself get into a dark place. Now I'm changed. Then, like, we see some growth, but it's still the same stuff with this man. So this video is almost about done. That way y'all can hear more along the lines of what I'm seeing right here in front of me. And it's easy. It's really easy. You just got to type in Carlos Coy on the government issued BS bullshit. Linkage turned on, project uses script to video. Okay. All right, let's hear what they got down now.
On September 25th, 2001, Houston police arrested SPM on a charge of aggravated sexual assault of a child who was then 9 years old but was released from jail after posting bail. The incident occurred on Labor Day weekend that year. A Harris County, Texas jury indicted SPM on December 10, 2001, and added another charge over a 1993 incident when SPM allegedly impregnated a then 13-year-old girl who later demanded child support payments from him. 2 more charges followed in March 2000 for sexual assault of the 14-year-old girls. SPM was held without bail. SPM's trial began on May 8, 2002. when the alleged 9-year-old victim's mother testified that the girl left the sleepover because of abuse the next day. The girl testified that SPM touched her inappropriately when she was sleeping. On May 18, 2002, a Houston jury convicted Coy of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Coy was sentenced to 45 years in prison on May 30th. On September
Take a listen, guys. Take a listen.
2001, Houston police arrested SPM on a charge of aggravated sexual assault of a child who was then 9 years old but was released from jail after posting bail. The incident occurred on Labor Day weekend that year. A Harris County, Texas jury indicted SPM on December 10, 2001, and added another charge over a 1993 incident when SPM allegedly impregnated a then 13-year-old girl who later demanded child support payments from him. 2 more charges followed in March 2000 for sexual assault of the 14-year-old girls. SPM was held without bail. SPM's trial began on May 8, 2000.
So the man was out on bond. This man was already out on bond for sexual assault of a 9-year-old. Got caught reoffending with 2 14-year-olds. Dude, you can't just add them up together and be like, oh yeah, they're 30. Bro, you reoffended again so fast. You reoffended, bro. I don't think y'all are understanding. Like, fool me one time, shame on me, or however that goes. The second time, okay, but bro, you reoffended. Let this play.
2, when the alleged
and this is an AI voice that you're hearing.
Testified that the girl left the sleepover because of abuse the next day. The girl testified that SPM touched her inappropriately when she was sleeping. On May 18, 2002, a Houston jury convicted Coy of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Coy was sentenced to 45 years in prison on May 30th and ordered to pay a $10,000 fine. SPM is currently incarcerated in the Powledge Unit in unincorporated Anderson County, Texas, near Palestine, Texas. Coy is eligible for parole in 2024. SPM's projected release date is April 8, 2047, and his Texas Department of Criminal
That's
Justice
what the
number
real
is 011106 for 2. SPM's projected release date is April 8, 2047, and his Texas Department of Criminal Justice number is 011106 for 2. There are persistent messages from online posters calling for his release. We need to make sure our voices are heard, and this criminal remains behind bars. Coy is still allowed to record his rap in prison and has even released several albums from behind prison walls. No female child is safe as long as pedophiles like Coy are walking our streets.
They're not.
In fact, Court of Appeals for the 1st District of Texasno, 0102059 CR. Carlos Coy, appellant. The State of Texas, appellee. On appeal from the 351st District Court. Harris County, Texastrial Court Cars No. 908 for 6. Memorandum opinion. Appellant Carlos Coy was charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child. The jury found appellant guilty and assessed punishment at 45 years confinement and a fine in the amount of $10,000. We affirm. In 8 points of error, appellant complains about the following. The prosecutor as closing arguments. Be certain testimony by a police officer. See certain testimony by the state as expert. And D, the refusal of the trial judge to quash the indictment. Background. In September 2001, the then 9-year-old complainant told her mother about sexual acts appellant had performed on her. The mother took her daughter to the authorities, who began an investigation of the complainant as allegations. The evidence at trial showed that appellant's daughter had invited the complainant to spend the night at appellant's home on September 1st, 2001. Both children were watching television in appellant's bedroom when appellant entered the room and began watching television with the children. While sitting on the bed, appellant inappropriately touched and rubbed her. After this incident, the complainant left appellant's bedroom. The children eventually entered the daughter's bedroom. Both children climbed into bed and began watching television. After appellant's daughter fell asleep, appellant entered the room, sat on the bed, reached under the covers, and again inappropriately touched her. Eventually, appellant sexually assaulted the complainant by causing her sexual organ to come into contact with his mouth. The complainant testified that appellant persisted in this conduct for approximately 1 minute. The complainant did not, after this incident, stay overnight at appellant's home as was originally planned, but returned home the following morning. She informed her mother what occurred at appellant's home, and the authorities were contacted to investigate the incident. Points of error 1, 2, and 3 in his first 3 points of error. Appellant contends that the trial court erred when it overruled his objections to the prosecutor's statements in closing argument. In his first point of error, appellant complains about the following statement. I didn't know what that has to do with anything. That is just another thing that they were putting out there, hoping that one of you buys it. That is all they have to do. What do you think there is any credibility to any of these crazy theories? Because they doubt you want you to look at the evidence and the truth. Our job as prosecutors is to seek the truth. That is not his job. His job is to represent Carlos Coy. Appellant's objection in the trial court to the above statements was, Your Honor, I am going to object. My job is the same as theirs. In his second point of error, appellant contends that the trial court erred when it refused to sustain his objection to the prosecutor's statement in closing argument. That his job is to represent Carlos Coy. Keep him from going to jail. That is what he gets paid to do. You're the prosecutor, and I get paid. Appellant's objection in the trial court to these statements was, I am going to object, Your Honor. The state of Texas gets paid just like I do. Improper argument. In his third point of error, appellant contends that the trial court erred when it overruled his objection to the prosecutor's statements in closing argument. That the other prosecutor, and I get paid to prosecute people who abuse children. And I can tell you we've got enough work to do without having to manufacture a case. We don't take care that he is a rapper or a musician. Appellant's objection in the trial court to the above statements was, Your Honor, I am going to object. The prosecutor's personal feelings are improper. On appeal, appellant contends that these statements are outside the record, manifestly improper and prejudicial. An objection at trial must correspond with the argument on appeal, and this court may not consider grounds not raised before the trial court. State v. Romero, 960 to Escalita D. 143, 144.
This is getting good.
App, Houston 1st, 1997. No, Pat, if the objection at trial does not correspond with the argument on appeal, error is not preserved and the objection is waived. ID, appellant's objections to the prosecutor as
dude, he had his fair shot. He had his fair shot in the court, bro.
The error, if any, is waived. We overrule appellant as first 3 points of error.
That's like 3 strikes you out, bro.
In his fourth point of error, appellant contends that the trial court erred when it refused to sustain his objection to testimony from Officer Ruiz, the lead police investigator. That the complainant made outcry statements to another non-testifying witness. The following exchange took place in the trial court. Prosecutor, okay. And from what the complainant told Fiona Stevenson, was that consistent with what she had told you just 3 days before?
Like he tried to get him paid off to say it was fake.
Your Honor, hearsay. The court overruled. You may answer that question. Sick. Officer Ruiz, it was absolutely consistent with everything that the complainant told me. Appellant urges that this
dude, you're not hearing this anywhere else, bro. Like, I had to go through like all this crap to get this.
The Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The state does not dispute that the requirements of Article 38.072 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure were not satisfied. It argues that admission of the statements was harmless because the state had previously, without objection, introduced evidence that proved the same facts. At the time the trial court ruled on the admissibility of the disputed testimony, the jury had already heard the complainant testify without objection. That she had been interviewed at the police station by Officer Ruiz and that she told Ruiz in the interview that appellant touched and licked her. The complainant also testified that she was interviewed at the Children's Assistance Center and that during this interview, she informed the interviewer that appellant touched and licked her and described the location on her body where appellant had touched and licked her. Officer Ruiz testified that she was present at that interview, which was conducted by Fiona Stevenson. It is well established that the improper admission of evidence does not constitute reversible error if the same facts are proved by other properly admitted evidence. Jensen v. State, 66S through 3D 528, 535 text app, Houston 14th Dis, 2002, Pet Ref D. Any error regarding the improper admission of the disputed testimony was rendered harmless because the same facts were proven by the complainant as properly admitted testimony. We overrule appellant as fourth point of error. Point of error 5. In his fifth point of error, appellant contends the trial court erred by allowing the state as expert, Susan Shigielski, to testify that she did not see the complainant exhibit any signs of coaching. The state argues that appellant waived error because one defense counsel stated prior to the
So that goes out the window. All y'all people, oh, she was coach, all y'all sick freaks. Listen to this, bro.
Did not state the specific ground for his objection to the state as testifying expert, and the specific ground was not apparent from the context. And 3, defense counsel did not object at the earliest opportunity when the state as expert testified at trial that the complainant experienced headaches and stomach aches, which are consistent with symptoms of sexual abuse. Waiver point of error 5. The following exchange took place during the Daubert hearing qualifying the state's expert. Defense counsel, Your Honor, for the purposes of brevity,
proof.
I am familiar with
There's your proof.
I don't have an objection specifically as to her qualifications. If we could just have the prosecution elicit what opinions she may give about this case that may conclude on necessity for a Daubert hearing. I am not trying to tell them how to do their business. I am telling you just to make it quick that it might suffice. The court, okay, she is an expert. Go ahead. State, go into her opinions. The court, yes. Although defense counsel conceded that the state as expert was qualified to testify about children victimized by sexual abuse, defense counsel did not concede that the state as expert was qualified to render an opinion on the specific topic of coaching. Furthermore, during the Daubert hearing, defense counsel questioned the state as expert with respect to her opinions on coaching and objected to the opinions she intended to give regarding the case. As a basis for his objection, defense counsel asserted that the expert's testimony would be unreliable. We hold that appellant preserved error with respect to point of error 5. Standard of review. We will not disturb a trial court's determination that a witness is or is not qualified as an expert unless a clear abuse of discretion is shown. Morales v. State, 30-3D 862, 865 text, Crim. App 2000. A reviewing court cannot conclude that a trial court abused its discretion if, in the same circumstances, it would have ruled differently or if the trial court committed a mere error in judgment. Hernandez v. State, 53 as
Listen to this, guys.
742, 750 text, App, Houston 1st Dist, 2001, Pat Ref D citing the I do Pat D. Nemours and Co. Dear Robinson, 923 S through the D 549, 558 text at 1995. The test is not whether the facts present an appropriate case for the trial court as action in the opinion of the reviewing court. ID, we will gauge an abuse of discretion by whether the trial court acted without reference to any guiding rules or principles. ID analysis. Appellant contends that the testimony of the state as expert witness is unreliable because the state wholly failed to satisfy Daubert as predicate with respect to Shigielski as testimony regarding COIC. Hing, in Hernandez v. State, 53 as with 3D 742, 746 text app, Houston 1st Dist, 2001, Pet Ref D. We reviewed the pertinent case law in order to clarify the standard of reliability applicable to that case and the general...
Okay, so this is what I had got from the internet. I didn't feel like reading it, so I put it through some AI so we can read it for us. Now what it is this is just the deliberating in the courtroom. Like, we just heard him right now, like, rule out, like, all that bullshit that he's saying. Like, all that stuff that SPM saying goes all out the window, bro. Like, so all y'all fans, like, get over it. It's okay. He's a monster.
Confusion surrounding Daubert at Texas progeny, we recognize that the Daubert inquiry is flexible and that there exists a distinction between fields of study within the hard sciences such as physics, which is based upon the scientific method, and fields of study aside from the
You
hard
see?
sciences, such as the social sciences, which are
So
not based upon the science.
so her having a headache, that was one of the signs too. She had a bad headache. Her stomach was sick. That's why she wanted to go home. And so that right there in itself is an apparent sexual SA, you know. So pause.
Scientific method, but principally on training and experience. ID at 749. Expert testimony regarding the effect of sexual abuse on children is non-scientific expert testimony.
Dude, I forget it just says it like that. Sorry, YouTube.
Hernandez, 53 with 3D at 750.
Let me make sure it don't say it anymore.
Terrazas for SW3D 720, 727 text, Crim App 1999, which requires that in determining whether non-scientific expert testimony is reliable and therefore admissible, we determine one, whether the expert's field of expertise is a legitimate one, two, whether coaching is within the scope of the expert's field of expertise, and three, whether the expert's testimony properly relied upon or utilized the principles involved in her field. Hernandez, 53 SW3D at 749. With respect to the first element of the test,
See,
both
so
the
what
Court of
these
Criminal
are,
Appeals and this court.
what they're doing right here is they're just going back and forth. They're going back and forth. That was time stamped from them in the courtroom. A lot of y'all that are just getting here, let me know how the volume is. Let me know if y'all can hear me, right?
On September 25th, 2000.
Hold up. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Here we go. On September 25th, 2001, Houston police arrested SPM on a charge of aggravated SA of a child who was 9 years old, but was released from jail after posting bail. The incident occurred on Labor Day weekend. That year, a Harris County, Texas jury indicted SPM on December 10th, 2001, and added another charge over a 1993 incident when SPM allegedly impregnated a 13-year-old girl who later determined who demanded child support payments from him. Two more charges followed in March of 2002 for SA of two 14-year-old girls. So again, this man was out on bond already for what happened to the 9-year-old girl and re-offends and gets in trouble with two more 14-year-olds. Well, because he thought one was older than 13. Oh my God. You can't just be like, oh no, put them together, you're gonna get 30. Bro, it don't work that way, fam. Like, what are we doing here, man? What's the bigger picture here, bro? We're gonna put this predator back out on the streets. He's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again, bro. Children's voice matter, bro. Like they have to, bro. It has to, bro. This is our future, and this is wrong. He was held without bail. SPM's trial began May 8th, 2002, when he alleged 9-year-old victim's mother testified that the girl left a sleepover because of abuse. The next day, the girl testified that SPM blankety blanked her when she was sleeping on May 18th for 5 minutes on 2000. Oh yeah, May 18th, 2002. Houston jury convicted Coy of aggravated SA of a child Coy was sentenced to 45 years in prison on May 30th and ordered to pay a $10,000 fine. SPM is currently incarcerated in the Powell Unit, unincorporated Anderson County, Texas, near Palestine, Texas. Coy is in the oh shit, Palestine, Texas. Coy is eligible for parole in 2024. SPM's projected release date April 8th, 2047. Now that's that man's real date. It shouldn't be 2024. Everybody that he has been involved with and had this case with, why are they're still getting to do their life sentences? They're never going to forget this. If anything, they're going to be more hurt if they see this man come out and it's like, okay, well, it's like nothing happened because you still reaping the benefits off of your music. You're still, you know, people that offend, they just adapt to everything that they can, to how everything's working, what they can't get, and they just wait for it and wait for it. And trust me, they will get a hold of something like. And the Texas Department criminal justice number is 01110642. There are persistent messages from online posters calling for his release. We need to make sure our voices are heard and this criminal stays behind bars. Coy is allowed to record his rap in prison and even release several albums behind prison walls. No female child is safe as long as pedophiles like Coy are walking our streets. Now, I don't know where y'all get y'all's information from, but I'm getting mine directly from the court documents. There's no coming back from this, bro. You can just try to deflect and deflect and deflect and deflect and normalize all you want, but there's no cutting around that. There's no cutting around that, bro. You got caught. You got caught. You got caught, fam. Just be lucky that these were all that probably wanted to come forward. The other ones probably were so embarrassed they held it with them. Now there's a statute of limitations on it. I don't believe that and then two at that, I bet you some are not even with us. So I bet you there was way more. I bet you there's way more, man. And then a lot of people, just again, because we were so proud with our heritage and all this stuff, and like the music, and we look past it. And that's one thing we can't do anymore. Well, I'm not gonna do anymore. That's why we're gonna keep going live. He's gonna go live every single Monday. I'm gonna go live every single day, starting from now, like around 3 o'clock when y'all get home from school, when you get home from work. And I can say that because I got a message for the kids. You can't, fam. You got to talk to 18 and up. Me, I got a message for these kids. I'm trying to give them something that they can have in the future and actually like be thankful for and not have to worry about being hurt or being ridiculed or like, because I also been watching this Dan Schneider stuff, man. And let me know if y'all want me to get into that. I haven't even cracked no kind of nothing on that, but shout out to everybody that's going through that, like Sloan, BJ Investigates, and I've been paying attention to all y'all's little niche, the Eat Predators, like, man, I've been paying attention. I kind of want to get on that bandwagon, right? Like, you never know what we can do over here in San Antonio. We're trying everything over here, but what I like to do is I like to make sure that we know who our predators are, because we know who's who, like to let them stay over there. So that's why I do the smash on sites all the time. Luckily, I haven't been doing any. I do them mostly just for San Antonio. They say don't do them in your city, but man, why not? These are predators. These are predatory. They need to be exposed. I'm sorry I'm saying That's a horrible, like, to even just be saying And how is my audio sounding? My audio sounding right? Hopefully it's good because the phone's just right here. I just been getting nothing but notifications. Go live, go live, go live, go live. YouTube, go live. I'm here. I think I might do this a little every day, but that's why I won't have nothing to edit or give to y'all, or songs or what. I'm tired of talking about this, man. But a lot of y'all's comments is what's juicing me up or refueling me up to bring you nothing but facts. And that's what I'm going by, and that's what I'm going and reviewing. So you can, if you're a fan, you're gonna love his music regardless. It's F what I say. So why even stay here to listen to what I'm saying? You can hate me all you want, but these are the facts. And where you go when you die is your thing. I'm gonna make sure that I'm good. So with that being said, yeah, I'm probably gonna end this. Or should I keep this going? How long have we been going already? We're going 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Yeah, yeah. I didn't even realize that it was saying that, but you can also, yeah, go here to care to petitions. Keep Carlos Coy in prison right here. It's already got, man, this is sad. It's only got 285 supporters. The goal is just 1,000. Y'all go over there and y'all sign it, man. Keep this guy out of the streets. He says he's gonna take over middle schools. He already is on TikTok. You got all these kids singing all that, like they don't even understand what they're singing and what that stands for, and like how he's winning if we let them do that. So we gotta be smarter, man. That's what I'm saying. We gotta be smarter. I am soon gonna tell my story and tell you exactly what my side was when shit started happening with me. But at the end of the day, this is all new to me to be doing this. So y'all just got to give me some time, but I will eventually. And I shout out Nino America, man. I do want to interview with you, fam. That shit will be live. Hopefully this hits your way or your radar, this algorithm. But yeah, I want more things coming up. Versa the rapper, King San, um, EXO, 210, Eastside Most Hated, SA Fools, we got something. Hey, shout out that fool Lefty Gunplay, man. He feels the same way I do. I'm trying to get this little interview going, but who knows? It's I Am Dex. If you don't know, you do now. It's 30 minutes of my life I'm never gonna get back. Over some wetback. And I'm not scared of you, old man. For real, bro. Definitely not scared of you, bro. We gotta have a voice. The children do matter.